First, I'd like to thank my patron Ann A for sending me this story. The link will be in the description. So Ann sent me this link to this article talking about the people responsible for getting Roy Moore as many votes as he did, because as you know, they said the race was tight. It wasn't a landslide. Now, we heard more about Doug Jones and who voted for him. We pretty much know what that is. But they really kept it hush hush and quiet on who voted for Roy Moore. And in a way, you can almost kind of compare it to how 45, the demographic for him, because they were very similar in a lot of ways. So according to this article, and it's only one part of the article that needs to be addressed and not the entire thing. It says 63% of white women voted for Roy Moore. 63%. That's about the same amount of white women that voted for 45. Mind you, Roy Moore and all of the stuff that he has against him with all these allegations, which I believe, if not all of them, most of them are true, because of how people came out in droves to like really cover it up. It's not so much of them defending him as what they chose to say in defense of him that really didn't make any sense. It says also white men and women largely still chose the Republican candidate, with 68% voting for Moore, especially in rural counties. It says about 72% of white men voted for him, while 2% wrote in candidates. But let's focus on the women. It says 72% of white men voted for Roy Moore. 63% of white women voted for Roy Moore. That's only sorry about that. That's only a 9% difference. That's not a huge gap. This is one of the major reasons why a lot of people don't trust white women. It's not because of many of them in their deviant ways in their history. It's how a lot of them vote. They did the same thing with 45, and they did the same thing with Roy Moore. Like I said, the election with them was very, very close. It was very tight. It wasn't a landslide. It's not like Doug Jones had it in the bag. Nope. He literally had to crawl across that finish line. That's because those white women stayed on code. They were not going to go against their man. As for the rest of them, they either collectively voted against Roy Moore, or they went against their man and decided, I'm going to think for myself. And I'm going to read something that Anna had put in her post. She said, "This is why I feel nothing when white women come out and tell their stories about these men assaulting them." And I see why she said that, because look at what was going on with Roy Moore and those allegations that came against him about him being sexually involved with these minors back in the day, and them trying to cover for him and try to make it seem like it's okay. But like I said, a lot of people can't trust the white woman, not because of how she is, but because of how she votes. That's probably one of the main reasons why a lot of them were glad to start voting, because then they could start voting like this. That's probably one of the other reasons why they was mad. I think that's another reason why a lot of them probably hate black men, because black men were able to vote before them. If y'all didn't know that, black men were able to vote before white women. That's probably one of the first things we were able to do before them. But as you can see, they didn't get their wish. But it's interesting looking at this picture and looking at these images. Moore has stood for God, which she couldn't spell the word for. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments.